Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone, to another week of Pace Pals. We have an awesome interview this week in store for you. We have a guest, BeastAssassin67. Beast, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for being on the show. We're stoked to have you. Obviously, you're coming off a pretty phenomenal week, and we'll get to that in a second. Before we do, I do want to kind of give a little background on your resume, so to speak, and also kind of shout out your socials. You are BeastAssassin67 on all three of your main socials. That's Twitch, that's Twitter, that's YouTube. Everyone, go check it out. Go follow. Beast has got maybe the chillest vibes stream on Twitch. I love it. It's phenomenal. He's just crushing 120 runs out there. And kind of moving into the next spot, he's never been playing better than right now. You're currently 8th place in 120 star with a 137.38, which you just got this week since pace qualifiers ended, which is crazy because you literally PB'd at pace as well. So you're on what, 2 PBs this week?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I'm
Is
playing
this,
like the best Mario I've ever played in my life.
I was gonna say, is this your best week of Mario?
Yes, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Honestly, this like past week and a half has been like the best Mario I've ever played. So, yeah, for sure.
I mean, you're peaking at the right time. I mean, you came in with like a little bit of a cushion. You came into this last week in a pace, the last qualifiers, 5th place. So you didn't have to be at your best, but even so, you were like, nah, I'm going to be at my best. And you did it. You PB live. You took 1st place for the qualifiers. I want to confirm. Yeah. And it led to a tied 2nd overall, which is insane. It's crazy because I feel like last year you kind of burst onto the scene. You qualified for Pace Summer last year. And then this year you were like, I'm here to stay. And you come out, with a 2nd place qualifier. Where I want to start, though, really is with this 3rd weekend of qualifiers that we just had. You PB'd at the time, 138.16. Can you walk us through that run, kind of like what you were feeling at each point, when you knew you had like a sick run going, where the nerves set in, how you dealt with that?
Um, Going into the run, my mentality was shot because the first run was the race, and I don't know if I was in the lead or whatever, but on the mainstream it looked like I was.
You were.
So yeah, so my mentality died whenever I got to Tippy because like all Friday I spent like 6 hours practicing Tippy. I was like, okay, Tippy's gonna go okay, we're gonna be chilling and stuff like that. I lose 3 minutes in Tippy. I'm like, okay, this is like it's over, bro. I thought my weekend was over after that run because I thought my mentality was gonna snowball, my gameplay was gonna suffer. But so it happened an hour later or something like that. I go on this run and at that point, I had closed my splits and I closed chat like midway through, I think in TTM.
Yeah.
Because like I think during these qualifiers, I've been closing my splits just because I don't want to like deal with the stress of like, oh, what's the split gonna look like? What's the segment? Like what? How much time I'm losing? I don't want to deal with that. So I just like close my splits entirely. I didn't even know if my splits reset when I reset. You know what I mean? So I just like went with it. But yeah, I don't know. I just like played decently well, I guess. All I remember was in TTM, I guess when I started getting nervous was when Mickey, I think he's like a Liam mod or something. Mickey came into my chat and he was like, "Dude, what the fuck is this run? You're insane." I'm like, I don't even know what this pace is. I like gaslit myself into thinking it was like a 104 or something, and like it was a 103.16 or something like that. I'm like,
Wow.
I had to close my chat for that because I like if people were coming in talking about if this run is a sad guy close chat, bro.
Yeah.
It made me nervous and yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember if there was anything after that, but I think yeah, I just played decently well and didn't choke in Tippy, so yeah.
Played decently well. You played the best ever at that point. I mean, you literally
Yeah, true.
crushed it. It's so funny you
Yeah,
say
that's
that
true.
about your mentality being shot after the first run, because I remember watching it and you were in the lead, I think into Tippy, and then Tippy was obviously like, everyone kind of has those stretches where like it just nothing kind of went your way. It was like one mistake after the other, and like it sucks to watch. But my takeaway was like, oh man, like I feel like Beast is gonna be locked in like that's not gonna happen again. If he gets another one to Tippy, he's gonna like cruise through. I think he's gonna crush it. He's gonna lock in his place. And it was like your next actual run, maybe out of lobby, I don't know, was
Mhm.
like the PB run, and you just like crushed it, no issues, which was just like so fun to see. And then you had, we talked about this a little before we started recording, but you had one of the best pop offs of all time. I just needed one.
I just needed
I
one,
just
bro.
I
needed
just
one.
needed one. I just needed one. That was the thing. It was like I just need one Carpetless. If I can get one Carpetless, that's all I need. I just need one, man. I just need one.
That was actually one of my questions. I was like, what did you just need one of? I wanted to clear. I wasn't sure if it was like one deep run, one to Tippy, but okay, one Carpetless, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
one
love
Carpetless.
that.
Yeah.
It was like my favorite pop off. You, I also mentioned this before, but for the sake of the viewers, you inspired at some point. Zeas and I are gonna have to do a Mount Rushmore of pop offs because that was one of the all time ones. I loved it.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
it was such a fantastic thing to see, and the stage that it was on too, and overall the implications on the entire round of qualifiers just made it so much more impactful. And it was relatively early on in the day, I'm pretty sure too, like it was the second run, and it just stood all the way throughout. So were you kind of like nervous about who could enter the fray later on and like kind of bop you off of there, or were you kind of just like, nah, I'm good, first place easy, like?
I figured Ouija was gonna bop it, but I don't think he finished the run.
No, he didn't.
I didn't expect Cheese, Punkay, or Cali to play that much, seeing as they're already like in it.
Yeah.
But I kind of figured it'd probably be like top 3, if not top 2 or whatever. So I was like, I was definitely chilling for sure because like I didn't play that much Mario afterwards. So I was like, yeah, I'm good on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you follow that up? Like, that's so hard to
Yeah.
follow up.
To even do runs, I don't think I've ever done runs after a PB. I get a PB and I'm like, nah, I'm done.
It's so hard because like for me, it's like I'm satisfied. I don't want to, I don't want to. I don't want to push it, but because I feel like you play like the worst Mario of your life after you PB.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for, I feel like, disappointment because like you have the high. Like, why I don't need to go chase it. Like, I did it. I have that feeling.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, I don't know, for like a longer journey in the game, if you're playing the game for years, you got to take those moments to celebrate the victories because like, especially as you get further along, I feel like they're not necessarily, but maybe fewer and farther between. It gets harder to improve your time as you get better. Like seconds become more significant PBs. Not all of us can just PB in a huge live event and then 5 days later turn around and drop another fat PB, But hey, you're built different. I mean, moving on, that's obviously the next thing we have to ask about. First of all, congrats on the 137, an insane time, 8th place, like I said before. How did that one feel? Like, were you checking splits there? Did you turn splits off? Because that wasn't during the LTA. That was just your normal stream.
I turned splits off, I think, after basement. Because I think I got the best basement I've ever had. I think it was like a 40-30 something.
Damn.
So I turned splits off, and then I turned chat off too pretty early. I think I turned chat off in BBH because I knew like this run's probably getting pings. I don't want to deal with like people coming in and like I don't want to see all that. It just makes me super nervous. So
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
You what I mean, you said it during your pop off in that one, that you were very close to just playing Stardew that night. Obviously you chose not to, and it was a good decision. I feel like we can probably all agree. What made you want to play the game instead of Stardew?
So I'm in the process of like updating a bunch of strats, and JRB is the big one right now. I'm trying to implement Framewalk full time.
Okay.
So I just wanted to, do a session to see how many runs I could get the Framewalk since I've been practicing it a lot. And I only practiced lobby and didn't practice anything else, and just like went into it just like, okay, I literally don't care what happens after JRB. I just want to get as many runs to Framewalk, and somehow I clutched out 137. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know. It's just like I literally didn't practice everything cold, Carpetless cold, all that. So Yeah.
I mean, it's actually crazy what you pulled off there.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I just want to play Stardew, man. I literally throughout that entire run, I'm like, bro, like I don't care if this run dies. I just want to play Stardew Valley right now. That's all my mind was. It's like, dude, I just want to play.
That's so fun. You're like actively trying to kill it, like just trying to get to Stardew, just keep surviving.
Yeah, I just want to get like, you know, a good 3-hour session or 4-hour session. Like, all right, it's good enough. I'm just playing Stardew for the rest of the night. Screw this.
Did you play Stardew after that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I grinded for like 4 or 5 hours after that. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Fucking great. I got 137, but man.
You can play all the starter you want at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you earned it.
So you're still relatively new to the live event, like being in a qualifying position. I think last year was your first time qualifying for any live event, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So compared to just kind of like doing runs on your normal stream, you know, any given day of Mario, like how does that sort of change things for you between just doing your stream regularly, doing something like an event? Do you handle things differently? Do you have different strategies going in? Like what changes for you?
It's definitely a strategy because like there's more at stake with the attempts. I kind of treat it like PB attempts, but not really. It's just like obviously the stakes are there. It's just like the mentality is like, okay, you just gotta go in, get a sub 140, most likely, you'll be good. So I guess like I don't know, the mentality for runs and I guess pace is just that there's a strategy involved and you know stuff like that. But it's just not that different at all, really.
How does the crowd impact? Does it impact you? And if so, how does it?
Oh, we're talking about live events. I thought we were talking about qualifiers.
I mean both.
Oh shit.
Both. Open-ended question.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Live event. I need to bring some soundproof headphones or something because like the crowd was loud, the commentators were loud. I was like getting distracted very easily. It's definitely like a crazy experience with the crowd and stuff because like people, you know, me being on the big screen, everyone reacting to what I do is like I've never in my life thought I would experience this. Definitely stressful as fuck because like if I make a mistake and like I feel that crowd deflate, I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. Like I'm like not like super excited if I feel Carpetless on a run at pace and like Carpetless is very anticlimactic because you like lose it to like a frame or some shit like that. I'm so not ready if I feel that shit. Everyone's so hyped. And then like I miss by one frame and I just fucking dive off and that crowd is gonna deflate, man. I'm not ready for that. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not ready for that at all.
I feel like to your point too, like it is anticlimactic because it is just like you didn't pause in the right frame. But also most people, like the average viewer, doesn't know the trick well enough to identify like which frame you're pausing on, whether you're holding the right thing. So for them, like, you know, usually like you pause, you can see where you've paused and you're like, all right, it's over, I missed it. But they're like still waiting, and so then like you unpause and then you bonk and like fall off or whatever it is, and like it's like a delayed reaction and it's anticlimactic, which is like kind of sad. And because it's Carpetless and it's hard, it like does happen. I feel like kind of a lot in the LTAs, which is like brutal.
Yeah.
Talking about Carpetless, I feel like this has been a theme that me and Geo have talked about a lot, especially in the recap episodes. In your opinion, which part of Carpetless is harder, getting to the window or everything after it?
Getting to the window, for sure. I think I'll die on this hill where I honestly think Lagged Bounce as a star is harder than the Carpetless itself. Like that's why I do Carpetless second, by the way. I think Lagged Bounce is harder than Carpetless. Obviously, getting to the window is the hardest part, but yeah.
I think you're alone in that. The Carpetless is the number 2 star. I think you're the only one.
Really?
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I'm half speaking out of my ass here. Don't fact check me, or do, and then tell me I'm wrong in the comments. But I haven't what I should say is I haven't noticed it. I feel like most other people are first or last in the stage. But you do it after Lakitu bounce?
Yeah, like I kind of base the start around nerves.
Yeah.
It's like I do the 2 out of 3 hardest stars, which is like bounce and Carpetless, and I save the 100 later. I use like reds and tricky triangles as like chill the fuck out stars because like this is a run. And I don't want to go into the 100 shaking and or numb. It's like I can't do this. So I use those as like, you know, yeah, I just base the entire start around nerves, but I used to do it first and I used to do it last. I think I had a lot more success, or a lot more success than with first and doing it last, because when I did it last, I didn't hit it once because I was like, my hands would go numb during the trick. It was like, I can't do this. Doing it first made me super fucking nervous for bounce, and I can't do bounce while shaking. It's like, dude, it's like a recipe for disaster. So yeah, that's why I like do it second. It's like, I'm not doing this shit first. I'm not doing it last. I'm just gonna, you know, do it after bounce and just chill the fuck out afterwards. So
I like it. I like the rationale, and I also feel like it is like a little bit of a unique stamp, you know, doing it second, which I respect. So going into grand finals, you were tied second in qualifiers this year. What are your expectations for yourself?
Seeing how what the PB I had going into the last one, I think it was like a 140. I think and going right. This one with 137. I kind of want to get top 4, if not top 3. I think I can do it, since I've obviously gotten a lot better. So I think the expectations right now is just, you know, trying to get top 4, top 3. So
I love it. I mean, look, qualifiers proved you absolutely can do it. I mean, you tied Ouija for second, and now you got the 137, which is crazy. And I mean, the other thing too is that your top run in qualifiers, this last one, your PB 138.16, was the 3rd best run in all of qualifiers across the 3 different heats. The only 2 times better were Ouija times. Ouija's 136.43, which is the LTA world record, and then Ouija's 138.15, which was the only run he completed during the second qualifiers. So like, you're poised, man. Like you're right there. Like it's I think I tweeted this out the other night. You're coming for it. Like everyone's got to look out. Like you put everyone on notice with this 137, with the 138 and then the 137 right after it as like an exclamation point on an insane run. I don't know. I'm pumped. I think you're gonna kill it. I cannot wait to watch you compete. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I mean it'd be fucking super cool to win pace.
Hell yeah.
I put that on my belt and be like, hey man, I want pace, bro. I want pace, dog.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like it'd be cool to win, but I don't expect myself to win with people like, you know, plot armor cheese, Ouija there. Punk A being the consistent monster he is. This is like, and Cali as well. Blue Ball and Gothic got there. It's like I don't expect to win, but I think being on the podium is what Kelly said. I think being on the podium would be pretty cool. So
hell yeah.
I mean, when you have just so many fantastic runners surrounding you, it's definitely going to be a spot that getting top 3 among the group that you just listed is definitely a big accomplishment. So yeah, something like that would definitely be crazy. But winning pace though in that group,
pretty sick.
That'd be crazy.
Be like a legacy talk thing like 10 years from now. Hey man, did your guy win pace? Hey, say my guy won pace. I don't know.
Hey, you gotta have a ring to be in that discussion, right?
Yeah, you gotta have a ring.
Are there pace rings? Can we get that started? I mean, we physically can't. We have no revenue, but somebody.
Yeah,
dude, if they got pace rings, oh my god.
Or banners. I don't know. What are they? A banner in the background of your stream would be kind of sick. I would. I honestly,
banner right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Brown jersey. Yeah, dude, I go so hard. Oh my god.
You should do it. If you win, you should do it. That'd be. If I won pace, I would do it. I'd shamelessly I'd pay for it. I'd be sick. I'd be stoked about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to act. I'd get a banner too.
My ego would be through the roof, bro. Oh my god.
I mean, like justifiably so. Like you earn at that point. If you can't have like a fat ego after that, like come on, when can you? You know, like go out there and beat some of the best in the biz. I mean, at that
Yeah.
point, you are the best in the biz. It's yours.
Hey
It's
man,
your title.
if I could beat plot armor cheese, there's nothing you can say.
Hell
There's
yeah.
nothing you can say. If I could beat plot armor cheese, that's everything, bro. Because we already know plot armor cheese gonna make an appearance. So hey, he's like the main character. I don't know. I don't understand it. He's like Goku in this. It's unreal plot armor. I've seen it happen time and time again.
It's so true. It's literally what he does. And he is like already, he and Punkay. I feel like Punkay is always the one who's talked about as like consistency. Cheese is literally right there. I mean, Cheese's 3 best runs were only separated by 36 seconds, I think. Yeah, 36 seconds. Like, dude does the exact same thing every time. You know exactly what he's going to do. And I feel like those are honestly like worst case scenario because like 139 is obviously a great time. It's a good time in a live event. But like, he's guaranteed to give you that, but he can still drop a 138. He could still drop a 137 probably. Like, he's just cheese. He's just cracked. And so consistent.
So getting that 137, like we said at the beginning of the episode, brings you to 8th place right now. And I feel like a lot of the carpetless like dust has settled a little bit. I feel like a lot of people have gotten their carpetless PBs. So being in that 8 spot, a top 10 runner in one of the most competitive categories of any speed game, an elite top level runner at this point, kind of setting that for yourself. I mean, like, has that kind of set in like, damn, I'm really like one of the best in the world right now, or has that not really like hit yet?
I don't think it's hit yet because I don't know. I saw someone say like I'm the highest ranked player right now that has not held a world record.
I saw that.
I'm like I don't think it's hit me yet, but going into 120 in the end of 2021, the ultimate goal was top 10 because I knew I could do it. I mean, I got good at, the other speed game I played, Toy Story 2. So if I can get good at Toy Story 2, I can get good, 120 or Mario or whatever. So yeah, the ultimate goal was top 10, but to actually be here, it doesn't feel real yet. I don't know. It just hasn't hit. So yeah.
Do you ever, and maybe this is just a me thing, and I don't know what this says about me. Do you ever look at the leaderboard and look at like some of the people you've bopped and just like, holy shit, how did that happen?
I did it with Siglimic. I was like, how did I bop Siglimic?
Yeah.
And then like, I think I did it with like, who did I do it? I guess I did it with Batora as well. Now,
Yeah.
Tago with 138. I bought Tago
Yeah.
and Hokoroga. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Yeah. So
I mean,
I
even
do it.
go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
Even just like the list of people you bopped with this last PB, I was looking at it and it's just like insane names. Ikori, Dowski, Callie, Smough, who was like right there with you last time. It'll be nice when he can actually return. I don't know how to pronounce Dezanig. Dezanig. Okay, that's where I know Dezanig just comes back and drops the 137. That was a crazy moment. Parsi, Batora, like legends, like all legends in their own right, like crazy players. But you're like right there. I mean, you bopped him. You did it. You have a higher spot on the leaderboard now. I don't know. That's insane. Like you're absolutely crushing it right now. The 137's sick. I mean, it's real. Like you're right there. Have you turned your eyes officially towards like world record at this point?
I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I think I can get 136. I don't think I'm world record ready yet. So I haven't really turned to that. Pre-Carpetless, I think I was looking for like a low 138. So the equivalent to with Carpetless like a low 137 or like 136 or something like that. So I mean the eyes right now are just 136, but I don't think I'm world record ready yet.
I feel like it'll be sooner than we think. I just have a feeling.
I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how I would handle it if I am like world record capable. Honestly, I never thought I'd be there ever, so I don't
Mm.
know how that would go.
I feel like it's almost like, I mean, I obviously don't know. I can't speak from personal experience. I am not that good at the game, but I feel like it's it's just like you keep putting one foot in front of the other, right? Like you just keep focusing on the next PB. Like for a while it was 138, you hit that, and then it was 137, you hit that. Now you're like, all right, let's hit 136, and then I feel like it probably does kind of creep up on you, where it's like all of a sudden you have a 136, and it's like, oh no, like my next goal time that I think I can get, that would be world record. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about, we have a little over 2 months now until the actual grand finals. Qualifiers done, you did it, punched your ticket, tied second. What does that preparation look like?
I think I'm just gonna stick with the updating strats. I think it's just gonna be a bunch of segment RTAs because I think I didn't do that well last year. Was like not preparing. I was just doing regular practice stuff like that. But I think I'm just gonna go super hard with segment RTAs. Um. Uh. I think I'm gonna try and get my mentality to the point where it'd be not destroyed on like the first day. Try to prepare that. Yeah, it's just like preparing the mentality, doing a bunch of segment RTAs for gameplay and stuff. Probably what I'm gonna do for preparation.
When you do segment RTAs, is it like you're trying to get your PB for the segment, or is it like I want below a certain time for consistency?
It's usually get under this like set goal time.
Yeah.
It's usually like for example, like in basement, I want like sub 19s usually. If I can get a sub 19 basement, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Does basement, I feel like there's, maybe this is not true, I feel like there's not clarity on where it ends. Does it end after LLL or VC?
For me, it ends after VC.
Okay, I got you.
But I think some people do LLL, if I'm not mistaken. But
Nice.
I usually end after VC.
Nice. I wasn't wrong. It's huge. Took a chance there. Could have looked like a real idiot. What is your favorite segment RTA to run?
Oh, it's probably middle segment.
Yeah.
Or pre-up. Yeah, I like that segment a lot. Even though, like, I think the practice for DD Fire C segment is actually very important. You can lose like easily minutes on it. It's like I mean I like the segment in general. So yeah, I'd say middle segment for sure.
So do you like DDD 100 then?
If I mean I'd take it pretty easy. So yeah, I mean if
Okay.
I did like some hard shit like triple jump fin or like the quick triple jump dive at the end, I'd probably hate everything.
Yeah.
I mean I used to do the fast triple jump dive at the end, but I dropped that shit because like dude I can't do it.
Yeah.
Um.
You talking about to
I
get
mean,
the eighth red?
Yeah,
Yeah.
today it's red. Yeah, yeah. I I can't stand that shit, bro. I don't know. I don't know how people do it.
I mean, that movement is
But
already hard enough. Like adding more on top of it is just. Oh
yeah,
my
maybe it's
God.
maybe it was because I was doing it when I had like a 144 or something. Like I don't know if that was a big thing, but I feel like if I did it now, it probably wouldn't be a big issue. But I just take that shit safe. There's no reason to like risk losing a run in DDD 100 that late in the run. So
I feel like I agree. As a viewer, that's probably where my entire body, every single muscle is clenched watching that triple jump dive, because I feel like I don't run 120 consistently at all. So like I also don't know if it's, I can tell if it's not going to work if it's like way off, but there's sometimes where I'm like that should have worked and it doesn't work, and so it's just like I never know, man. I'm just like holding on for dear life hoping it hits. Like this is so stressful.
yeah, I don't know. That shit's rough.
So, for grand finals, I feel like one of people's probably favorite thing about summer pace was your family being in attendance. It's one of the things that people loved about it. Everybody talks about the last run of summer pace, getting the event PV, and just that whole wholesome moment coming off stage. Your family's there waiting for you. They got the Beast jerseys on. So are they gonna be there again this year? Are they gonna be in the crowd?
Uh, yes, I believe so. My dad, my youngest sister, and my mother will be there. I'm pretty sure.
Let's
So
go.
everyone will
Let's
be
go.
there.
They still got the jerseys though.
Yes, I think so. I think if they want to, they'll probably make my mom a jersey.
Let's go.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Do they how well do they understand like the actual game and like the progression and like as when they're watching, do they have like a good idea of like how the speed run's going and everything?
Um, no, I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
my dad was like relying on one of my friends to tell him what was happening. One of my online buddies that came down to be there was like, "Oh, he plays Mario as well." He's like, "Oh no, he messed up here. This is not good." He was telling my dad all that stuff. I don't think I don't that none of them follow Mario at all.
Yeah.
So I think my mom just watches like the qualifiers and stuff. She occasionally comes to my stream sometimes, but I don't think they're like not familiar with the game at all. But
Yeah.
they have questions here and there, but it's just like, yeah, not familiar with the game.
I love that. I feel like I've seen your mom in the GSA like the speedrun chat and she's dropped some donos, which is super awesome. But I love that. I love how supportive your family is. It's like I think it's like unanimously loved in the community. It's one of the few things that everyone can unite about is like Beast has the best family.
Giving Simply's family a run for the money.
Dude, that's what we're saying. We've said that literally on past episodes. We're like, it's kind of a competition between the two.
Yeah, I'm super thankful that they're, super supportive. So that's all I can really ask for.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's awesome. We need more families so then we can get a Mount Rushmore of speedrunner families going. We don't have enough at this point. The pickings are too slim. We can't fill out one whole Mount Rushmore yet, but down the road, planning for future content. So you mentioned that you also speedran Toy Story 2 before Mario, right?
Not before Mario. I started speedrunning Mario in 2017, mid 2017.
Oh.
But like I started speedrunning Toy Story 2 around 2019.
Okay.
So.
How was that journey like? You said were you competitive on the leaderboard there, you said?
Yeah, I in under a month of doing runs for 100%, which is the category I started with, I ended up like getting record at that time.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
it was like immediate. It was so bizarre. I had like some people help me with like routes and stuff because I was doing like outdated stuff. But like once it's just like crazy instant progress or whatever. Got was competitive in some other categories like any percent like almost immediately. It's like transfers over. Got some records in those. There's different like versions that people run on. There's like 64, PlayStation, PC.
Yep.
After I got record for 100%, I switched to PC and ended up getting, I believe, any percent record.
Damn.
I think that record stood for like, I could be making this up. I feel like it stood for like 4 or 5 years or something. And like I ended up beating it by like a second or two.
Holy.
Yeah. After that, I think I just went back to like 64 emulator stuff. And yeah, I did 80% for there. Obviously, just getting record in that, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. The journey has been how fast I got good at Toy Story 2 is kind of nuts. Just thinking about it, but yeah.
So how many world records did you have?
I've gotten, well, I think I had 80% and 100% maybe for PC at one point. I haven't had 80% record since I had. I don't think I've ever gotten it again. I'm mainly like a 64 guy.
Okay.
That's like the version I love playing on. I had the 64 emulator record. I have the current N64 console record. Yeah, I mean I've held 4. Well,
Damn.
4 of the big like versions or whatever. 4 categories for the versions, but yeah. I've achieved a lot, like dwindling the times down and stuff like that, but. Overall, just like getting 4 records, I guess, in the 4 categories, I guess.
That's sick.
Or 4 versions. Or
Now you just got to add the SM64. Your 5th world record.
I'll try one day if I get there,
Hell
So,
yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Are
Start
there?
hanging those banners up.
Yeah, you gotta put world record banners. But we gotta start decorating the wall with just banners, the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it, but I'm down to find out. Down to try. So.
Is there any like parallel between running Toy Story 2 and Mario?
I feel like the practice from Toy Story 2 and like understanding how to get good at something has translated a lot to Mario. Now I like having good practice, I guess, would probably be the main thing. Learning how to control nerves on big pacers, like doing big tricks at the end of runs is like the most stressful thing. But I think with Toy Story 2, there's like a few big tricks you do at the end of the run that are like very stressed because if you fail them, it's over. Like they save minutes. So, yeah, I think that's helped a lot, just nerves and composure and stuff like that. In terms of the game itself, I don't think anything translates from that to Mario, but it's mainly like
So were there specific things that kind of like turned you on to running both games like individually? Like, do they share anything outside of like you said, like the practice methods and stuff? What was it about, I guess, both games that were kind of like, hey, I could sink a lot of time into this?
I feel like for me, if I find a speedrun very satisfying, I probably run it. So I think just the satisfying, just watching Mario and like the movement you can do it was a big thing for me. And for Toy Story 2 as well, like watching the 100% run was like, holy moly, this is like super satisfying to watch. Getting all like 50 tokens and all the power-ups and all that stuff. The routes for like coins and stuff is pretty cool. It's like, dude, this is actually pretty cool. That's like the main thing though. It's just like if I find some satisfaction in it, it's probably, I'm running that. So
are there any games you're kind of eyeing right now on the low? Like maybe like, oh, I could see it, like not really full committed, but like maybe.
Yeah, I have like a list of games I want to try and run. The main one being Paper Mario 64.
Hell yeah.
Especially the glitchless category. I think I want to try that at some point. Luigi's Mansion might be one. I feel like I watched a shit ton of Luigi's Mansion back in the day with Fire Dragon. He was like my guy back then. Like, oh my goodness. SMS 2. I like watching SMS back in the day, like Stelzig, Samurai Man, all those guys like SRL days.
Yep.
So I might run Sunshine at some point, but it's no guarantee. It's like that. I think the main one is Paper Mario, but like you have like games like Luigi's Mansion, Mario Sunshine. I'm kind of eyeing Donkey Kong 64, but I don't know how I don't know how serious that's gonna be. I may like just do like a one-off 101% run or something like that because getting everything is pretty interesting. I tried speedrunning OOT. I learned at the time it was NoIM/Wrong Warp or something. I think that's what it's called.
Yep.
I learned that route, and like I burnt myself out with how much I practiced. I didn't actually have a good run at it, so I might give that another shot at some point. I think that's it. Honestly, I think it's just the main one being Paper Mario, and everything else is just like,
Hell yeah.
Zeas, aren't you doing a playthrough of Paper Mario right now?
Yeah, I'm doing a Paper Mario 64 playthrough right now. Not eyeing like speedrunning it or anything, but like it's a really cool game, man.
Yeah, it's my favorite game of all time. I fucking love Paper Mario 64.
Hell yeah.
It's my goat.
You would put Paper Mario 64 over 1,000 Year Door?
Yeah, probably.
Did you like 1,000 Year Door?
Yeah, it's good. Okay. I just I didn't beat it. I should probably beat it sometime because I have it in my closet. I should probably bust it open one day and just beat it. But yeah, it's definitely good. But I just prefer 64 because I like as a kid playing that like almost every day was like the greatest thing ever.
100%.
So,
yeah.
trying to beat Final Bowser and dying every single time is like,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
I feel like a lot of my favorite games now are still just tied to like what I played a lot as a kid. Like it's all nostalgia based. I mean, that's how I ended up like running Super Mario 64. That's still like, for me, if I ran another game or tried my hand at it, it would be Majora's Mask, because like that was probably my favorite game growing up, was Majora's Mask. OOT was sick too. I couldn't read when I first played OOT, so like I kind of missed out on some of the experience there.
Yeah, I always got my big sister to beat the fucking dungeons for me, like Water Temple. Bro, I could not understand anything in Water Temple. So I was like, yo, can you come over real quick and beat this for me real quick? I don't know what the fuck I don't know what to do, man.
It's so good. Yeah.
I feel like even a good Water Temple is like 3 hours, man. Like,
Yeah.
Water Temple's brutal.
Yeah, Water Temple's rough.
It's so brutal. Even to this day, I've played it like not thousands, hundreds of times probably. I played it a lot as a kid, and I still probably don't like remember. I don't know how to speedrun it, but like I don't know where everything is, and like the map of the whole dungeon, like I still can't keep straight. Like I don't know where any of that stuff is. I don't get how it all works at all.
it's complex. This was a kid's game back in
That's what I'm
1998.
saying.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What do they expect of us? Come on, get out of here. With
Also, speaking on the nostalgia thing, that's also another reason why I started speedrunning Toy Story 2, because I have some good memories playing with my dad with Toy Story 2, so I just wanted to add that in there.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna get your dad to speedrun Toy Story 2?
I mean, if he wants to, like, you know, do some speedrun stuff, I'd be down to. That's some content right there. Are you kidding me?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
That would probably give up in like 15 minutes, but hey, try to get him to speedrun Toy Story 2.
So we'll be on the lookout for that. We got 15 minutes of Beast Dad running Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Is it Beast Dad or is it Dad Assassin? What's the proper?
You can call him Beast Dad. It's fine.
Like
there's like, well, he has this username called Gorilla Beats 212, which is like an inside joke between me and him.
Nice.
He likes calling me Mini Beats 106. So this is like an inside joke, but I mean Beast Dad is fine. So
I love it. So I wanna pivot back to Mario for a second. What are the most critical and challenging parts of the run for you? I mean, 120 is such a gauntlet. I feel like we've talked about that. We were talking about that with Jaquarium. Like, it's just like an insane strat after insane strat for like an hour and a half. What do you find to be the most challenging? What parts kind of make you the most nervous going into it?
Most challenging is probably Tippy, just because of the nerves. Basement as well. Getting a good SSL and going straight into HMC 100 is probably the most stressful shit ever.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you fuck up the Reds room, your run is over. So, yeah, I think Tippy probably just beats Basement, just out of the fact that nerves amplify it by, like, tenfold. It's unreal. Yeah, I think it's just, like, Tippy being, like, the most nervous, most hardest segment.
Yeah, I mean, Tippy's just, like... It's hard on its own, and then you factor in nerves, and it's just like, how is anyone supposed to do this? And then I feel like, for me at least, I mean, I don't touch Tippy. I'm a 16-star runner. It's the best way to play Tippy is skip the whole thing.
Must be nice.
Must be nice until you realize you got to do BLJs. But I feel like I get so nervous, and then I have like a few bad, for me it's like bits. I'll have a few bad bits in a row, and then all of a sudden I'm in my head, and it's like every time I get in there, it's like the doubt creeps in. Like it's weird because like with nerves, I feel like the biggest impact it has on me is I find myself not even thinking about the run when I'm really nervous. I'm thinking about being nervous, and I'm thinking about what I've done in the past, and I'm thinking about like anything but what I'm doing in that moment, which is so stupid. It's just like, dude, just stop and think about what you're doing, and you're gonna be like infinitely more successful. But
yeah, it's just like, I catch myself doing that sometimes, and when I do, the run is already over. So, it's like the worst thing with nerves is like thinking about how nervous you are instead of focusing on the game. Is like, dude, it's so bad. It's so rough. It's
like it just, I don't even know how it happens. Like I'm like telling myself, all right, focus on the next thing. Next thing I know, I'm like, man, I'm so nervous. My heart's pounding. My hands are so sweaty. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, get your eyes on the road, pal.
You're thinking about the pace. You're thinking about everything else. Like,
It's tough
Gotta
out
lock
there.
in.
You gotta lock in.
Gotta lock
Yeah, you
in.
gotta lock in, tap in.
Oh man.
I find what helps though beating the nerves like that is just like actually focusing on what Mario is doing. I think is what helps a lot. Because like sometimes I'll catch myself, yeah, you're thinking about this, thinking about that. Just like focus on like every input you do and try and re-immerse yourself back into the game. I think is what helps a lot.
I agree with that. I feel like if I can break it down into like little steps, like literally just like long jump here, like whatever it is, if it's like set up the side hop, focus on the angle you're holding. And if you can just focus on the smallest detail of what you're doing, you like at that point you don't have the capacity to also feel the nerves and think about them. So like you just kind of push them out, which is it's tough to do it, but if you can, I feel like that is I totally agree. It's the best way to get rid of the nerves.
Yeah, I never like I remember I think Simply said just focus on one star at a time. I didn't really know what that meant until I like was like, okay, I'm getting on pages, bro. Let me just actually like focus on one star at a time at every input. So yeah, it's just like one star at a time, just take it slow. Focus on every input. Try to like not to think about how nervous you are because you're nervous.
Yeah.
Trust me. If you're in Tippy, you're on page, you are nervous. There's no doubt about it. Just focus on every input and all that, and you'll be good. So
It's like it's the sports equivalent of one play at a time. You just gotta focus on the one play, and then you don't need to worry about the next play. You don't need to worry about where the ball's going next. Like just what's right in front of you.
Yep.
So I want to be cognizant of your time, Beast. We don't want to take up too much of your night, but this is a question that we always ask everyone. I don't know if you expect it or not, but are you familiar with the term Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're curious your Mount Rushmore of stars in the run. Top 4 favorite stars.
I thought you were gonna ask me about runners.
Yeah. We get that every
like,
time.
Oh my goodness.
We get that literally every time. Well, only one time we've actually switched it up and asked about runners, but I even put like in our notes here, I didn't even put what the Mount Rushmore was. I decided as I asked. I was tempted to go runners. What, do you want to do runners? We could do both.
Yeah, I could do both.
Hell yeah.
We could do both.
Hell yeah.
So it was 4, right?
Yeah.
Four slots. For runners, number 1 is probably Cheese.
Yeah.
He's like, in my opinion, the 120 GOAT. He's been so dominant throughout, his time. I think like the live event shit helps a lot. Is like, dude, bro pulled out a 138.51 at break the record. Bro, obviously the plot armor and the paces and shit is like, bro, this guy's the GOAT. So I think he definitely deserved the number 1 slot. I think 2 and 3 have to be Sweegie and Ouija. They're just like absolutely the greatest players ever graced the game. I don't understand how they do it. It's just unreal watching them play the game at that level. So I think they absolutely deserve 2 and 3. 4, dude, there's like 3 or 4 people I want to put here. Like I'm gonna go with Simply.
Oh, I love that pick.
I like one of my big inspirations for getting good at Mario is Simply's world record. So like on a personal thing is like watching him go through what he did to get world record and seeing all the dumb shit he had to go through and all that stuff. I feel like, him finally getting that shit after like 8 years and like being there alive and watching him get that, I was like, dude, this is like the greatest thing I've ever seen. It has to be one of the most influential records I think I've ever watched. There's no way. Yeah, I'm gonna put Simply there for number 4, just because he's like a big inspiration for me for getting good at Mario.
I love that.
Yeah, honorable mentions would be like Siglemic, Punkade, Zaya, like, yeah.
I love Simply taking that 4 spot. We've talked about it on the show before, but that world record has got to be one of the more influential ones. It's for sure in the recent past, but I mean, because he has such a big following too, I think it brought so many people to the game that otherwise wouldn't have discovered SM64. And then like the video too of it just like lives on. It's one of the great pop-offs. It's just like the best feel good moment. And then his parents coming in, like his reaction too, like just like breaking down into tears, and it's like, oh, I watch that sometimes still. I'll just go back and watch his reaction just to like get all the feels, and like to your point, like get super motivated and inspired, because it's like, yeah, man, I want to achieve greatness after watching this. Like this is sick. So like Simply holds a super special place in my Mario experience too, because of that, because he was like a huge part of me getting more and more into the community and like falling in love with the game.
Yeah, man. Every time I'm like wavering on motivation, I'll be like, you know what? Let's just watch this record again. Because like, dude,
Yes.
it never fails. The reaction, the family, his speech afterwards. Oh my God, man. That shit will get me motivated instantly. It's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes.
It's like I could
it
do
works
man,
every
if
time.
Simply could do it, I could do this shit too, man.
Yes. Wait, I
It's
gotta.
really,
Oh, go ahead,
it's
Zeas.
really the type of shit that just makes you boot up Usamune like right after you watch it. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
I'm in there.
It never
Let's do
fails
this.
too. Yeah, it never fails.
I got a question then. You're obviously with the new PB. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. He has a 1:37.35. Um, can you even like imagine what that's gonna feel like when I'll say when I'll put my neck out there when you bop him.
I don't know what I would do, to be honest. I'd be like, holy moly. That'd probably be my reaction is holy moly. It's like the guy who mainly inspired me to get good Mario, I'm now past him. It's like, dude, I can't. It'd be, I don't know. It'd be like a full circle moment. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
the student becomes the master kind of thing.
Yeah, he's never taught me anything, but like
Not directly. He's inspired you, damn it. All right, Mount Rushmore
so
stars.
for stars. Uh, number one probably Carpetless.
Yep.
It's like the meme became the dream. Biggest discovery in the last decade, I guess. So I think that is a given. Number one. Number two probably Canonless. Probably the first trick everyone learns. I couldn't imagine doing Canonless back then pre-setup. Doing OG and shit.
Nope.
Oh my god, bro. I don't know how they did it.
Hard pass.
Yeah, Canonless probably number two, just because first trick everyone learns. Like, literally anyone can do it. Number three, I'm gonna go with Dark World Reds.
Ooh.
I feel like Dark World Reds is like the first get good star, because like it's cycle based. At least it was for me. Like doing Dark World Reds for the first time and learning like Shake Cycle. Oh my god, I was like, dude, I need to get good at this game.
Yep.
I don't know if it's like a first get good star for everyone else, but the amount of cycles you can do and all that, I think it deserves number three there. Number four, I'm gonna go with TTC 100. I think like if anyone asks like how good can the movement be in this game, you just saw TTC 100. Like,
yeah.
Just movement heavy, very satisfying to watch. I saw some like new shit where like they're grabbing the pole after the line of five and like wall kicking and like double jumping or like diving on the yellow block or something.
Yeah.
Like to the blue coin area, blue coin switch. It's like, bro, this star is insane, man. I don't know how many times the strats have changed, but I thought like the side flip, triple jump to get to the blue coin switch was like the hardest shit ever.
Yeah.
Now people are just grabbing the pole and shit. I'm like, bro, what is going on? Yeah, I put TTC 100 there because it's like, you know, the star you want to show people, I guess.
I agree with that.
Seems like every day there's a new movement getting over to that blue coin switch. Like every time I watch a different top runner, it's like they just have a different way of doing it, and it's like I don't even know what to do at this point. Like I don't know what strat do I go with. Like it's crazy.
It's just like the most concentrated portion of just like sick movement in the game, I think, is TTC 100. I think I've said this before, but I used to just like be mesmerized by watching Zoofy just spam TTC 100 attempts when he was like practicing before his stream, and I was just like, this is the coolest star ever. Like this is literally art. Like if anyone has ever like why are you so obsessed with the game or whatever? And to your point, like if you want to show them sick movement, like just show them TTC 100, and it's like this is the coolest thing ever. Like how can you not be just mesmerized by this?
All right, surprise final question.
Oh,
Beast, I know you know ball.
yeah.
Mount Rushmore NBA. Mount Rushmore NBA.
Oh, I love this.
Oh God. In my opinion, LeBron's the GOAT to me.
All right.
I'm gonna put him number one. I guess
Number
I'll
one.
I'll put him at number one. He's the GOAT. Got his jersey right there, the Lakers jersey.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I guess I'll put Mike at two. Might as well. I mean,
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. I don't go farther than that, to be honest. I guess you go with like Kareem or something, and maybe who would be after Kareem? Oh no, who would you put after Kareem? I've never thought this far before. It's just like LeBron and Mike.
Zeas, who would you put?
I don't know. I mean, just like in terms of like pure scoring, like I feel like Wilt could be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a good choice.
I mean, you got to think like old NBA at that point, but oh man, I don't know. Number four is hard. I mean, that top three is good.
Yeah, I
Number
don't
four's
know.
a hard pick. Number four's a hard pick.
I've never really like thought it through. It's just like LeBron, Mike. That's pretty much it. Like Kareem's there. Maybe you put like a Kobe in there, Shaq.
I was wondering if Kobe's going to be on a list.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could put Kobe there. You have like Larry Bird, Tim Duncan. Who else? Man, it looks like I don't know ball. But promise I do. I do watch a lot of basketball. You could put Curry up there. Put KD. Luka's fucking creeping up. Jokic is there. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll put Kobe in number 4. Might as well.
I like
That's
that.
a good pick.
I would have gone Kobe, but I one don't know ball, and two I only would have said that because I grew up in LA. So.
Hell yeah, love it.
Well, Beast, this has been super fun. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Congratulations on second place in qualifiers. Congrats on 138.16 in qualifiers. Congrats on 137. Is it 38?
Mm-hmm.
PB this last week. I mean, this is like you're peaking at the right time. I cannot wait to watch the grand finals and see what you have in store for us. Look, I said it. You're coming for gold. I already tweeted out. I'll put a stake in my take again. But yeah, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Best of luck to you at the grand finals. I think you're gonna kill it, and I'm stoked to see it. Can't wait to see Beast family there too.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and yeah, pitch should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to it.
Hell yeah.
Bye.